All right, you're going to turn to this page that has surface area of triangular prisms. We're going to start by calculating the area of this rectangle and the area of the triangle. Don't forget your formulas here. Area equals base times height. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and pause and please calculate both of these. Okay, so now we'll take a look at these. We have 84 square feet for a rectangle and half of that for the triangle, so it's 42 square feet. So you're supposed to describe what is different about the two shapes. Well, the triangle is half the rectangle. And we've looked at this. If you're in my class, we've cut up a rectangle and we cut it in half, and we noticed that half that rectangle, the rectangle breaks into 2 equal triangles there. So that's where you get that half. Now, when we talk about triangular prism, here, if we take a look at this, we have we have 2 triangular prisms. These are all triangular prisms, but there's 2 that are 3D. This one is a net. And then we have another net here. It's decomposed. And you'll notice that we've been talking about there are 2 triangles. Okay, so you're going to find the 2 triangles, which is 2 times 1/2 base times height, because those triangles are exactly the same. So really 2 times 1/2, half of 2 is 1. That helps you to get rid of that. Then we're going to add base times height of each of the rectangles. Okay, now these 3, I did put them all the same color, but those 3 things can be 3 different sizes. So we'll look at doing that. All right, so we're going to shade each of these the bases. Now the base is always whatever the shape that has changed. So the base here is not the bottom, just because it's sitting there. The base is going to be whatever the shape is. With the rectangular prism, we talk about the bottom, but with the triangular, it's going to be the triangles on the ends. So go through and please shade the triangles in each of these. I'm going to go ahead and pause. Please pause and shade. Okay, so you should have those shaded in. So you're going to do 2 of those triangles. Those triangles are exactly the same. Then you're going to find the area of the rectangles. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this guy here. I'm going to go ahead and shade that base here, this triangle. Okay, so with our formula, we're going to do 2 of the triangles. So 2 times 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height. So the height we definitely know is 5.2. I'm writing these down in the wrong spot here. Give me a sec. So we're going to do 2 times 1/2 base times height of the triangle. So 2 times 1/2. My base, because it's the bottom, it's going to be this 6. So times 6. Times my height is 5.2. And then for this one in particular, with the information we're given, we know that these 3 are exactly the same. So this time I'm going to have 3 times base times height of those rectangles. That is not always the case. So my base is 3 times 6 times 8.5. Okay, so again, those rectangles are not always the same. So please pause and go ahead and calculate that using your calculator. Okay, so it looks like we're getting 184.2, and that's square inches. I'm gonna just double check that. 6 times 5.2 plus 3 times 6 times 8.5. Because I calculated half of 2 is 1. Because I calculated these being gone. All right, yep, there you go. And your calculator will do all that great work for you. Feel free to pause and rewind this if you need to rewatch it after you've written everything down. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some of these real quick. We're going to talk about lateral surface area. Remember, lateral is we're not going to do the bases. So lateral is no bases, which means on these it's no triangles. So we're just going to do the rectangles. So what you're going to do is you're going to go around the triangle. So we're going to go to this side. It's 4 times, because we're going to do base times height. We're looking for this guy right here. Okay. I'm going to come back to that because this is one of the rectangles. And then I'm going to look at the other side. This side is 4. So right now I'm just going, if you notice, I'm going all the way around the triangle, and this side is 4 times. Now I'm going to look at this length here and see this length of each of these sides is going to be the same. That is 7. So these each get multiplied by 7. And so we got 28, 28, and 28. We're going to add these together. These just happen to be the same size. So we got 84 square feet. Now just be careful because they're not always the same size. Okay, next we're going to have the chocolate candy bar. So we're going to find how much cardboard is there. And it says we're looking for how many square centimeters is needed for the box. Excuse me. That means we're going to wrap it around and do the triangles in the end. We're putting a box around the chocolate. So what you're going to do here is we're going to start with the triangles. So I'm going to start with this guy right here and just the triangle itself, which is 1/2 times base times height. But remember, there are 2 of those triangles. The base of that triangle here is 2.2 and the height is 3. Okay, and we know that here because of the dotted line, this should have a right angle. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and calculate that. So go ahead and pause and calculate. Okay, so on that one I got 6.6. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to go all the way around the triangle. So the bottom of the triangle is 2.2. The side of the triangle here goes all the way back here. It's the same side. It's 2.6. So those are not the same. And then we're going to look at this side. Well, this side here is also 2.6. And then we're going to take that and multiply each of these by the length of the prism. Because, let's say we're going to look at this one here. This is 2.6, this rectangle on the side, by, right here, 2.6 by 16. Okay, it's 16 centimeters long. So each of those is 16. That's the length of the box, how long the box is. Okay, let's go ahead and pause and calculate that. Don't forget we're doing surface area, so at the end you'll have to add all of these numbers together, don't forget that 6.6. Please pause and calculate. Okay, so after doing some calculations here, and don't be afraid to double check my math, but I got 125 square centimeters. Please pause and look this over. If you have any questions, make sure to circle them, but we're going to keep moving here. Please feel free to rewind it if you need to know where something came from. Okay, so this carpenter is building a unique jewelry box in the shape of a right triangular prism. It's got these base measurements here. All right, how much wood will it take to make this shape? So that means we're going to do total surface area. With total surface area, let's go ahead and start with the triangles. So we got a triangle down here, one on the top. We do know, now this one does look funny, and we do know that there are two triangles times 1/2 base times height. Now remember, your base and your height here come from this right angle. So it's this number and this number. So 3 and 4, whether it looks right or not. Okay, so we're going to do 2 times 1/2. Half of 2 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to go all the way around the triangle and list the sides. So we got a side of 3, a side of 4, and a side of 5. And you're going to multiply each of those by how tall this box is. Because essentially you've got this back piece here, which is 5 by 6. You have this side piece, which is 3 by 6. And then you have a 4 by 6 rectangle. That's the 3 rectangles. But if you go around the triangle, which is the blue, we're going to multiply it by how tall it is. That will take care of that for you. Okay, so you're going to multiply those out. And then remember, we're going to add all of this together. That's including the 12. Please pause and do those calculations. Okay, there we are, 84 square inches. Please pause it, take a look, and feel free to circle if you have any questions. This one, we're also going to find total surface area. I tend to feel like these can be pretty self-explanatory and kind of challenging at the same time. Okay, so remember, let's go ahead and start with the fact that we have two triangles. So 2 times 1/2 base times height. And remember, for your triangle, you look for this guy right here, and you look for the two numbers that create that. So 1/2 times 3 times 4. Okay, half of 2 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. And then next you're going to go around the triangle. So if you list the sides, this triangle is 3, 4, and 5. Go around the triangle. 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5. We're going to multiply each of those by how long your triangle is. So really it's this number here that we haven't used. Sorry, how long your triangular prism is. So that 9. Trying to color code, so hopefully you're seeing where things are coming from. So go ahead and pause and calculate. Okay, so I got 120 square centimeters. So I'm going to do one more thing with you here to look at this, just because I want to make sure that we're really, truly looking. So we did do this triangle. This triangle is 3 and 4. It's 1/2 base times height. 3 times 4 is 12. Half of 12 is 6. So we've got 6 on this one and 6 on this. You know those are exactly the same. Now we're going to go to each of these triangles. Because if I was to fold this up, this is a 5. Because it lands with this. Okay, we've got our paper ones we were working on the other day. So 5 times 9 is 45. This one is 4 by 9. So 4 times 9 is 36. And then this 3 folds down here, so it's 3 times 9, which is 27. So you've got 6, 27, 36, 45, and 6. You'd add those up and you'd get the exact same number. Okay, there you are. You've got your triangular prisms. We do have some practice problems on these pages. I will recommend this. My recommendation, and you can shade this with your pencil. So let me get to that. You can also use just like a highlighter if you want. But if you just kind of shade this, and don't be careful not to cover up where that box is. But shade in your edges here. Those are your two triangles. Remember, you go 2 times 1/2 times base times height of that. Okay. Then you're going to go all the way around your triangle. Okay. And these are your sides of your triangle. So for this one, it looks like it's 6, 8, and 10. And you're going to take and multiply by the distance between the two triangles. So 9, 9, 9. And then you're going to calculate and add them all up. You do have an answer bank for this. The other thing, please remember that this right here and this, so when you do 2 times 1/2 your base, and your height is 6 and 8 here, because there's your right angle, so it'd be these two. Okay, so feel free to go back and watch this at any time if you need.